Okay, good afternoon, all of you. And okay, good afternoon, all of you. Okay, so now today's agenda is about sorting algorithm, and just give me 1 minute and just two things. Just 1 minute. Huh? So, good afternoon, welcome all of you, and we were discussing about the searching mechanism and non-ordered and ordered list we have covered. And here we are talking about the sorting part. Huh? Okay. Let's have 2 more minutes. Let the other people join here. Okay. Yes. Good afternoon, Pooja, Nirja, Sandhya. Good afternoon, all of you. Okay. Good. Shravanti. Okay. Fine. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible to you. Yeah. Please respond, guys. Screen is visible to you. Okay. Great. Now, we have already seen, and this is searching we have seen, and within that searching, we have already seen the ordered, unordered part and ordered part. Okay, so both version we have seen, and last class we have done, and we have figured it out that this time binary search is having time. So now two things that the takeaway from the last class, that linear search is bounded with omega of 1 to order of n. This is the foundation. Similarly, linear search is what for what? Unordered array. Unordered array. And this is for ordered array. For ordered array. Now, binary search is also having omega of 1, that is the least bound, and out it is maximum number of comparison, maximum type the loop will run will be log of base to n. So now the idea was n and then n by 2, then n by 2 square, and then finally it will reach to n by 2 to the power k, such that n by 2 to the power k is one element, a single element, and that becomes n is equal to 2 to the power k. And if I take log on both the side, log of base to n, okay, taking log both the side, take log both side, log of what? Log of generally base 2. So that was the result, and now we are coming here to the next part, that is your sorting. Okay, now sorting is what is an arrangement of the key values. Okay, so this sorting is a process of arrangement of key values so that they appear in an order. Okay, so they will appear in an order. So now sorting can have many application, and why we need to study the sorting. Very simple and elegant answer is that when an input is sorted, many problem can be easy. Okay? Very many problem can be easy, and already I told you that if we are having already a sorted array, then my time complexity becomes log of base 2n, wherein an unordered array, it was a linear time or order of n. So it is, there is a reduction in time. Minimum value, if it is ordered in a increasing order, if it is sorted in increasing order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then in that case the minimum will be at the beginning, maximum will be at the end. Kth smallest element will be at the second smallest element. So this, it will be in this index, and depending upon whether it is index 0 or 1, kth smallest element can also be. The main max and kth smallest element can be, this can be found in constant time. Okay, kth smallest is the second smallest element. So I'll go to this index. My index starts from 0, then n kth smallest element will be found in the k minus 1 index if it is an array. So sorting is having many advantages. Searching, we have already seen, min is the first element if it is increasing order, max is the last element, and kth smallest will be the index k minus 1. Okay. So now sorting has variety of interesting algorithmic solution that embody many ideas. So we have so many ideas that embody in case of sorting algorithm, and we have a comparison versus non-comparison based sorting. So we will talk about comparison based sorting, iterative sorting that will iterate down the list, recursive, divide and conquer, best, worst, and average case and average bounds, and randomized algorithms. Okay. So there are many ideas that can be taken, that is taken, or these are the sub part, you can say, of your sorting algorithm: comparison, iterative, recursive, divide and conquer, best, worst, and average case ideas, and randomized algorithm. Application of the sorting can be what? We can have a if there is elements are unique or not, okay. If it is repeated, deleting duplicates, prioritize event. Uh, if I sort the element in the priority wise, then definitely uniqueness, duplicates, and these are somewhat related with each other. Unique, each element is unique or not. So I'll sort them and I'll find out how many times ones or twos or threes are coming. Priorities event, if the one is the higher priority and the 10 is the least priority, then definitely if I sort the list based on the priority, then definitely I can say that this event should become first. Frequency counting. Okay, now how many times elements are existing, you sort them. Suppose 1 1, 2 2 2, then 4 4, then 3 3. So I can also count the frequency. Reconstructing the original order, set intersection and union, finding a target pair xy such that xy is equal to z, and efficient searching. So these are some applications of your sorting algorithm. Okay. So the first idea here in this case is the first sorting algorithm that we are learning is insertion sort. Okay. Insertion sort. And what is the idea of insertion sort? Is like sorting a hand of playing cards. Okay. Sorting a hand of playing cards. Start with an empty hand, and these cards facing down the table. Remove one card at a time from the table and insert into the correct positions in the left hand. Compare it with each of the card already in the hand from left to right, and the card heads in the left hand are sorted. These cards were originally the top card of the pile of the table. Now this is your suppose this is the card that you are holding right now, and you want to 12. So what you do is you take the 12 and put it in this position between 10 and 24. Okay. So now this is the correct position, and here you're going to insert this card number 12. That way we are inserting, what we are doing, we are inserting the new card, the new card in its correct position. Okay. And for that, what we need to do, we have to definitely compare it. So that is the idea. This is an algorithm. This is not a C program, but definitely if you want, you can translate it to a C program. If you want, you can use the loops, you can write, you can assignment, insert the element, and this while loop and everything you can write over here. So now here, this algorithm, let's first see the algorithm and then let's see the working, and then I'll come back to this algorithm. Now, this is an array with index 0 to 9, and these are the value 2.78. I have taken a real numbers here in this case. So don't get confused. Means this can be done. Real numbers can be also be compared with greater, lesser, or higher value. Now, iteration I, repeatedly swap element I with the one to its left if it's smaller. So iteration I will repeatedly swap the element I with the one to its left if small. Okay, now what is a swap function? Swap function is exchange. Okay, and that taking the element one, taking element out, and another taking means. Okay, let me just say this thing because this is a new thing. Achha, let me just ask you one. Do you know the swap algorithm? Okay. Do you know how to swap two values? Do you know this program? Can you write a program that performs the swapping of two numbers? Yes, so most of you are saying answer is yes. Please respond, guys. Please respond whether it is, yeah, you know the swapping. Okay, yes, okay, fine. So Sita, Bindu, and Kushum and Aparna Sai all are responded as yes. Okay, but so you know the swap function. That is swapping. Swapping means now this is when I write a C program, I'll say int, let's say swap, and I have a number int a and int b. I will say int temp. Now temp, okay, a is equal to, so temp is equal to a is equal to b, and b is equal to temp. Okay, now this is the three statement, but this swap will not work because it's a local swap. Local variables are being swapped here in this case. So suppose a is assigned with the value 20 and b is assigned with the value 30. Then what we are doing, we have a temp variable, and temp is equal to a. So temp will consist of 20. A is equal to b is 30, so a will be assigned with the value 30, and b is equal to temp, so b will be assigned with the value which temp is having. So temp is having right now 20, so b will be 20. So after that b becomes 20. A 30, b 20. No? This is what it will become. Okay, so this is the idea of a swap function. This is the swap function. Okay, so now coming back to this algorithm, that iteration I repeatedly swap element I with one to its left if smaller. Swap. Okay. Exchange. Property that after ith iteration, a0 through ai contain the first I plus element in ascending order. Okay, this is the property, and this will be true. The same statement will be repeated over here. So look at here. We are starting it. So our algorithm will start from this position. This position. Okay, it will start from this position, and this is a array, and array is implemented from the index 0. So this is starting from first position after the 0th position. Okay. Now what it will do, it will take the, now this is already, this is the one element, and one element is already sorted. One element is a sorted list. True. Because there is only single element is there, so you cannot compare it or have a greater or lesser value, only one element. Now, so this is my sorted list. Now this 7.42 will be compared with what? 2.78. So we will compare 2.78 and 7.42, and I find that this number is a greater number, and we will not exchange it. Okay. So now this and this will be compared. These two numbers are compared, and we find out that 7.42 is a lesser value. Then we will not do anything. So 0, 1. Achha. Now up to here. Now after one iteration, this 0 and 1 consist of a sorted list. They are sorted. So previously only 2.78 was sorted. Now this 0 and this 1 position both are right now in sorted list. 0.56. This is compared with what? Now it will compare with 7.42. Now this is a comparison. Okay. So now we have a comparison. Okay. Now here 0.56 will be compared with 0.56 will be compared 7.42. And what will happen is that they will be swapped. Repeating, 0.56 will be compared with 7.42 and it will be swapped. Swapping done. 0.56, this element will now compared with 2.78, and it will be again swapped. Okay. So now previous to this 0.56 compared with swapped, right? 0.56 compared with 2.78 and swapped, and this is the result. Now, so this is my second iteration. First iteration was here. Second iteration started from here. Now this is my third iteration. So now it is saying that in iteration I repeatedly swap element I with the one to its left if smaller. Here third position. 1.12 will now compared with what? 7.4. Swap. 1.12 compared with 2.78. Right? 2.78 compare. Swap. 1.12 now compared with 0.56. Okay. Now it will not swap. So what we are taking, I am taking this number 1.17. Okay, I am taking this number 1.17, and now I am comparing with each element. If it is 1.17, compare with 7.42. Smaller, swap it. Then smaller, swap it. 1.17 compare with 2.78. 1.17 is smaller, swap it. 1.17 compared with 1.12. 1.12 is what? 1.12 is smaller, but 1.1, when you're comparing an element and that element is a greater element, then it will be swapped. Coming back, 0.2 compared with this, swap. 0.32 is a lesser value than 2.78, swap. 0.232 is lesser than 1.17, swap. 0.32 is lesser value than 1.12, again swap. 0.32 is lesser value than 0.56, again swap. Okay, so now it reached into this position. 6.21, similarly 6.21 compared with 7.41, swap. Okay, after that 2.78 is a lesser value, so it will not be. 4.42, 7.42, 4.242 is lesser, swap. 4.42 is lesser than 6.21, swap. 4.42 is a greater than 2.78, stop. Last one, the second last, 3.14, swap. 3.14, 6.21, lesser value 3.14, swap. 3.14, 4.42, lesser value, swap. Finally, it will stop here, 2.78, 7.71, it's a greater value and it will be done. Okay, so now what we are assuming that we are just comparing, which we are comparing. Suppose I start from here, the 3 2, let's say 3 2. So when I started comparing, so I will insert this 0.32 in its correct position. And what is the correct position? Here. 0. When I started comparing 0.32, you remember that all of it, all the elements in the left are part of sorted list. Okay. So this is how it works, and this process, the entire process is called an insertion sort. Okay. Now please comment whether you have understood it or not. Huh? 20. Okay. Please everyone, please comment whether you have understood the working process of insertion sort or not. But Pujita, Shravanti understood. Okay. Aparna Sai, very good. So you understood the process of working principle or working model of this. Now, just for explaining you the algorithmic part, let's assume that for the time being, that array index start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's not assume 0 right now. Let's just assume for algorithmic purpose that my index start from 0. So look at this algorithmic part. So right now my index start from 1, and what we are doing, we are starting with A2. Okay. So this is the first loop, first outer for loop. Outer for loop will run for what? It will run and it will check for each element. So A1 is already single element is a sorted list. Now this loop will outer for loop will run A2 to A8. And in actual, the generalized one, that from second position, because the index start from 1, if you are implementing this in a C program, then I will write here 1 in that case, 1 to n minus 1 I will write. So in this case, j is equal to 2 to n. So 2 to 8 this will run. And in that case, what we will do, that key is equal to a of j. Means key value, and key is a variable, let's say, and we are assigning the value a2. Okay. Now we are going to do that, we are going to insert aj into a sorted sequence 1 to j minus 1. Okay. Why we are saying this thing, that 1 to j minus 1 means if it is the jth index where we are taken as the element, so insertion sort believes that you have already done 1, 2, and up to here j minus 1 sequence is already sorted. Okay. So this insertion sort always believe. Now, so now we are running the loop that I is equal to j minus 1. So if it is the value j, then we are running a loop from j minus 1 up to what? Up to, you have to see, up to I greater than 0, up to 1. So this 1 to j minus 1. So I is assigned to j minus 1, and loop is running while I is greater than 0 and a of I is a greater value than the key value. Okay, a of I is a greater value than the key value. Why I am saying this thing? For the time being, let's understand this, because algorithmic approach is different. Suppose this is 1, 2, 8, and this is my number, that is 7. Now 7 I want to insert into the correct position. So for that, what I will do, I will take a loop. I will run a loop from where to where. I will run j minus 1. This is j index, then j minus 1 to 1. This I will run. And here I is assigned with the value j minus 1. This is the j minus 1. This is the index it is assigned. How long it will run? It will run till you are getting a of I, a of j, 8 is greater than 7. When it will be swapping? When your key value a of j is smaller. Okay, is smaller. So here in this case, if a 7 is less than 8 and I is greater than 0, because if I is not greater than 0, then it will not work. So 8 is like here, I greater than 0, true. A of I is greater than key. Okay, a of I means, then what do that, a of I plus is equal to a of I of I plus 1, okay, I plus 1 is this location, we are putting the value, exchanging it, we are putting the value here as 8, and we do I is equal to I minus 1. So I will now minus 1, I will come to this index. Here there is an 8, fine. Now here again it will check that A of I is greater than 0. Yes, true. A of I is greater than key. So now what is A of I? A of I is 2. 2 is greater than your 7. So 2 greater than 7 is false. Okay, is false. Then what, this loop, this inside while loop will break and it will say A of I plus 1. So right now I is what, pointing to 2. A of I plus 1 will put the value, key value here in this case is 7. Okay, so this is the algorithmic part over here, that 1278, and okay. So now what I'm going to do here in this case is this. Suppose this is the instance. Okay, wait here. Okay. Now what I'm writing here is just a small instance of insertion short, and just apply this one, apply this one, this algorithm, until unless you're going, I don't know, you're going to apply, you will not learn it. So this is 7, 8, 11, 20, and I am inserting here, this is my value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is suppose 6. Now it is up to you, apply the insertion short or insert 6 into its correct position. Okay, using algorithm, use algorithm and then put not randomly, using algorithm, that will give you better understanding. Just a small task I'm giving, that think of this instance and assume that right now j is equal to 5. J is pointing to right now this index. Please do this thing, please just Madhvi, I'm repeating it. Just try to apply this algorithm over here. And if you are not able to do it, I'll again repeat it. Please apply this algorithm. Take 2 minutes of your time. I'll okay. So I hope you are done with this. Let me repeat here. Let's suppose my index j is right now 5, and just remember this, that I'm starting from location, the first index is at 1. So I'm starting from here in this, and j is equal to 5. So j equal to 5, then this, let's have key value, key value is equal to a of j. So key will become 5. Okay. Key will become, sorry, 6, a of j. J is 5, a of j is 6. Now we are going to insert it. How long loop will run? Loop will run from, if j is equal to 5, here to here, up to here, 4 to 1. Okay. So I is equal to j minus 1. So I will become, j is 5, I will become 4. And while I greater than 0 means 1, and a of I is greater than equal to key. A of I is already decremented. So 20 is greater than 6. True. So 20 will come over here. I is equal to I minus 1. Here. 11 is greater than 6. True. 11 will come over here. 11 will come over here. True. Okay, so 11 will come over here. Okay, I is equal to I minus 1. I will reach here. Now 8 is greater than 8 is I greater than 0. True. A of I, 8 is greater than 6. Again true. Okay, again true. And in this case again this 11 will be occupied by what? A of I plus 1 is equal to I. 8 will come over here. Here I is equal to I minus 1. 7 is greater than 6. True. 7 is greater than 6. A of I plus 1 is equal to A of I. A of I plus 1 means this position will be filled with again A of I, which is equal to 7. I is greater than 0. Okay, I is equal to I minus 1. So I was at 1. I is equal to I minus 1 will become 0. 0 greater than 0 will be false. And now it will come out, and 0 plus 1 is equal to key. So this position will be held by this 6. Okay. 6. This algorithm is called as insertion sort. So second time I repeated this thing. Please respond whether you have now understood it or not. Okay. Madhvi asked me to repeat. Lavanya said understood. Please tell me whether you have understood this algorithm or not. Please everyone try it by yourself and please respond. Madhvi said understood. Okay, Aparna, Sai, Avati. Okay, so this is an algorithm that is called insertion sort, and Radha is saying yes. Okay, they were fine. Very good. Very good. So now we have done this algorithm, and this is the implementation as well as this part. Okay, so now the analysis part, and let's see how much you can understand the mathematics part. Now see, insertion sort is the algorithm, and here we have some loops, and we have some cost associated with it. So the first one, suppose the cost is C1, maybe whatever the cost, how many times it will be executed. So I already told you that this will execute how many times? Upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. So n minus 2 plus 1, and that is your n minus 1 times. And one more time it will execute when the condition will be false. So one time it will execute when condition will be false. Condition false. That means this statement will execute how many times? N times. Cost, maybe don't concentrate on the cost part. This will execute, this is inside this for loop, so definitely it is going to n minus 1 times. Okay. Now this statement will be again n minus 1 times, this will execute. Now this one. Okay. Now here there is some sort of a let's say in this case how many times this while loop will execute. Now that will totally depends upon what? It will totally depends upon that how many times it is going to execute. So now this will depends upon whether this condition is true or false. Means it depends upon the condition, right? I greater than 0, so definitely this loop is going to run by itself, huh? From j is equal to, it is saying 2 to n, 2 to n times. Why it is saying? Because the outer loop is running 2 to n times summation, and then it's a tj. Okay, and tj was what, that many times tj will be sum, and tj will be, this cost of this while loop. Okay, and condition is false, tj minus 1, tj minus 1, and this will be simply n minus 1. Now here tj is the number of times while statement executing at iteration j. Okay, so tj is what, number of times the while I cannot guess it, I cannot guess how many times while statement will be executing. But yes, what I can say here in this case is that this is the cost, that how many times the while statement, this while statement, because here we have a condition. This is the for loop, this is a constant entity. Okay, this is the constant entity, and but this while loop is going to run how many times, that will depend upon what, depends upon the condition part. Hence 2 to n it is writing, because here we are having, this is the number of times while loop will execute. J minus 1, anything inside, definitely one time greater, and this is what, a of n. The total cost will become what, this is the total cost becomes, this is the total cost becomes, okay, c1n minus 1 plus c3, though c3 is though 0, means the statement is considered as 0, and the c4 is n minus 1, then tj comes into the picture, tj minus 1, and j is equal to n minus 7, and finally it's c times n minus 1. Now here in this I want to show one thing. This analysis, if I say, let's say I'll just want to describe here the best case and the worst case. Let me just find a slide over here. Okay, I don't have a slide. Okay, so let me just put it over here only, here. Now you understood the cost of this. Okay, now understand. So this loop is going to run how many times? This loop is going to run how many times? This loop, outer loop is going to run. Outer loop is going to run from j is equal to 2 to n, okay, which we have calculated upper bound minus lower bound plus 1, which is n minus 1 times, okay, and one last time it will run when it is false. So this for loop is going to run n times, whereas all the other statements like this assignment is going to run your only n minus 1 time, n minus 1. Let's keep the thing simple. Let's come to this while loop. Okay, now for this while loop, what is the best condition? Best condition, please respond. What is the minimum number of time this while loop will execute? Please respond. I'm just being a bit mathematical here, but I believe that you can answer this simple question. That what is the minimum time this loop will execute? No, 0 you cannot say. 0 you cannot say, means at least one comparison will be there. One comparison will be there. Yes. Yes, yes. At least one time it will always check the condition one time. Yes. Yes, one time. Good. So one time definitely it is going to execute, right? Correct? One time it will definitely going to execute, and that condition will occur when element is already, you all are in correct position. Suppose I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I start here and it says that a of I is here. A of I is greater than key, false. 1 is greater than 2, false. 2 a of I is greater than key, then only it will swap. No, 2 is greater than 3, false. 3 is greater than 4, false. 4 is greater than 5, false. So my best case is what, that this statement will execute only n minus 1 time, then it will not enter over here, and then only n minus 1 times. So how many n minus 1? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and 4 times. The best condition becomes what? 4 times n minus 1. I can ignore the constant. I can say order of n. Okay, order of n, and order of n is maximum. Now I can, because I know that this for loop will always run, for loop is always run, so you cannot come out of this for loop. Here I can also mention theta of n, also I can mention theta of n. It is exact that much time it will take, exact time. Okay, understand, exact means what? Not greater, not lesser. So this outer for loop is definitely going to run if element is already sorted, n minus 1, n minus 1, while loop also n minus 1, that many times it will check, and this is n minus 1. The best case is what? Best condition in this case is, you can say, okay, so best condition we, let me not confuse with this, best condition we represent as minimum time, minimum time we represent in omega notation. Chalo, I'll say omega of n. At least this much time algorithm will definitely going to. Okay. Now we talk about worst condition. Worst condition. So omega of n, my best condition, worst condition. Worst condition, when worst condition will occur. Do you have any idea when worst condition will occur? Order of 1. Parvati says, okay, order of 1, fine. Worst condition. When worst condition will occur? And in the worst condition, what is the maximum amount of the time it will run? Okay. Please answer. When worst condition will occur? You can respond. Worst condition will be what? When this while loop will run maximum number of time, maximum number of time. When this while loop will run maximum number of time, in that case, worst condition will occur. Okay, so now let me give you a sequence where worst condition will occur. Let's say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now 5 is, a of I is greater than key, true. So this will become 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. When this 3 is compared with 5, 5 is greater than 3, true. 5, 3, 2, 1. 5 is greater than, 4 is greater than 3, true. So that will become 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. Okay, now randomization. Now here in this case, here, that means worst case will occur when you are swapping every time, when every iteration will cause the swap. Correct? So now if you are at I, because I is the iteration over here, I is the iteration. The worst case will occur when this I will run from 1 to I minus 1 times. Because this is iterating on I. So that will run on 1 to I minus 1. That means how many time it will run? Every time I minus 1 upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. So I minus 1 to 1, and every time this loop is running I minus 1 to 1, greater than equal to 1. Okay, so I minus 1, I minus 1 minus 1, fine. So now this will, the worst time it will going to run is I minus 1, this is the upper bound, to 1, which is equal to I minus 1 minus 1 plus 1 get cancelled out, and it becomes I minus 1. So each iteration is going to run how many times? I minus 1 times. Okay, so now the worst condition is that outer loop is running from where to where? From j is equal to 2 to n times, n minus 1 times, and itself it is running how many times? I minus 1 times. So this is my summation part. Okay, this is my summation part, that from j is equal to 2 to n, that is n minus 1 times. Okay, this is going to run, and itself it is running how many times? I times. Okay, fine. So I value is equal to, j is equal to what? Okay. Okay, I think you are getting confused with this one. Let me just put it simple. Okay, let me not put the mathematical part. Let me put in this way. Okay. Let me put in a different way, because it is getting too much mathematics. Outer loop is running from 2 to n. That means it will run for iteration of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up to, let's say, n. So this is outer loop. Now I said that in each iteration this will run worst number of time, and here in this case this will run how many times it will run. So if I'm just at the second index, then it will run one comparison. If I am having three, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, so 5 and 4 will be exchanged, because it will become 4, 5 if it is in the second position. If it is in the third position, then 3 and 5 and 3 and 4 will be exchanged. That means 2 exchange will occur. So for second position, if it is second position, one comparison will be done. For third position, 2 comparison will be done. For fourth comparison, 3 comparison will be done. And for nth position, n minus 1 comparison will be done. Okay. So total number of comparison become 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n minus 1. So worst case become 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n minus 1. And that summation is equal to what? 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n minus 1. That comparison is, that summation is n into n minus 1 divided by 2, and that is n square. The worst case complexity is n square. Forget about this part. This is something that I tried to explain you mathematically. So just forget about this. Now concentrate only on this part. This is mathematical expression. It will lead to the same thing, but mathematically it will become challenging for you. So let's have a simple situation. Okay, now. Okay. Now look at this. So now understand what I'm trying to do, repeating here. My outer loop is running for j equal to 2, j equal to 3, j equal to 4, up to j equal to n. This is my outer loop. What is the while loop? How many times while loop will run? So while loop will be start from j is equal to 2. Here we will do one swapping. 5 and 4 will be compared. A of I is greater than equal to key. So one comparison will be done. So I have written 1. For 3, what will happen? So for 3, it will become this. 4, 5, 3. It will become. So for 3, how many time comparison? 3 and 5 will be compared. 3 and 4 will be compared. And finally, it will become 3, 4, 5. So how many comparison? 2 comparison. So similarly, for 2, index 2, 1 comparison. For index 3, 2 comparison. Index 4, 3. Index n, n minus 1. So total how many comparison? 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n minus 1. Okay, and that gives you summation as order of n square. The worst condition here in this case is O of n square. Linear search sort is order of n square. Now comment whether you understood it or not. I have proved two things. Best condition is linear time, and worst condition is quadratic time. Please let me know, and I will repeat it again. Be very free in asking question that linear search is order of n square. Please let me know you understood it or not. I have not written it mathematically. I have written in a simple form. Please respond, guys. Please respond. You have to respond here. Only Lavanne respond. Please, others, please respond here that the worst case is order of n square. I believe that it may not be asked you to prove it, but anyway, we have to find the cost. Okay, so some of you are responding. Pooja, Venkata, Naga, Jyoti. And Madhvi is there. She said yes. Parvati is saying yes. Lavanya, Sita, Lavanya is saying yes. Okay. So I assume that I am through with this. I assume that I have taken another path here. Mathematically also it can be proven, but I have taken a simple path in this case. I have taken this simple path. Okay. So the next idea may not be able to complete the entire, but we have 10 minutes, is another algorithm that is called the selection sort. That is insertion sort. And idea is what? Idea of insertion sort is belongs to inserting the element in already in a sorted list. Please remember the key terms that will help you always to recognize inserting the element into its correct position. And it's like playing card only, that we have now this is the position that it should be inserted. So that is the idea of your insertion sort. And now we're talking about selection sort. Selection sort. Okay, now look at the selection sort part. So selection sort is idea is that find the smallest element in the array. Okay, find the smallest element in the array, exchange it with the element in the first position. Okay, to find the smallest element of the array and exchange it with the first element. Find the second smallest element and exchange it with the second position. Continue until array is sorted. Okay. So now this is the idea that if I have an array, then what I will do, first position, that I will find the smallest element in the array, and I will exchange it with the first position. Then I'll do the second smallest element and exchange with the second position, and I'll keep on repeating this example of it. Look at this. So what we'll do that in this array, we will first search the first smallest element, and definitely that element is what? In this case, the element is 1. So we'll take up the 1 and we will exchange it. We will exchange it means we will swap it. Swap it with what? First index. So now after that 1 will be in this position and 8 will be in this position. Now this is the remaining array. Sorry. In this remaining array, again we are going to find the smallest element. The second smallest, because already one smallest has been done. In this we will locate that 2 is the second smallest element. Here 2 is the second smallest element, and will exchange with the second position. Among this given list, again we are going to search for the smallest element. Among 6, 9, 4, 3, 8, who is the smallest one? So 3 is the smallest one. Exchange with the third position. 9, 4, 6, 8. We'll search the smallest element. What is the smallest element? 4 is the smallest element, and place it there. Exchange it with the fourth position. 9, 6, 8. Find the smallest element, that is your 6, and exchange it with the first element. Say that the fifth position, fourth or fifth position, right? Then again find the next smallest and exchange with the next position, and finally we are done. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So that is the idea of your selection sort. Now please respond again. Is it clear? The selection sort methodology, the method by it which is based on. Okay. Method it is based on. Is it clear to you? Lavanya, okay. Parvati, Shravanti said clear. Okay. Great. So great, all of you. Fine. So now idea is what? Selecting the minimum element and exchanging with the corresponding position. And even if you get confused with this, this is the idea. This is the idea of this this sorting. That find the smallest element in the array, exchange with the first position. Find the second smallest element, exchange with the second position. Continue till the array is sorted. So this is the idea, and we have worked on it, and we find that this is now. Quickly, let's see the algorithm, but don't worry that I know that we have only 5 minutes left. So next class I will start from here, but let me just draw this algorithm for you, just overview, so that second time it will be repeated and you'll understand. N is equal to length of A. Length of A means the length of the array or size, the input size, array size, input size or array size. My first loop is running from j is equal to 1 to n minus 1. 1 to n minus 1. Last position we are not touching it. So 1 to n minus 1, and j is equal to the first position we are terming as the smallest one. The first position we are assuming that 8 is the smallest, though 8 is not the smallest one, we will do this thing. So now first loop is running from 1 to, outer loop is running 1 to n minus 1, understand, 1 to n minus 1, and then we are assigning the 8 value is the smallest value, 8 is the smallest value. Then my second loop is running from j plus 1 to n, j plus 1, j is what, j is right now here. So j plus 1 is this, j plus 1 to n, up to last element. Okay, and what it does, if a of I is equal to what, j plus 1, I is equal to j plus 1, j plus 1 to n, and if a of I, the element 4 is lesser than a smallest. Okay, what is the smallest index we got? J. Okay, j is the smallest index. Huh? So a of I, what we are checking, a of I means a of j plus 1 right now is less than smallest. What is the smallest index? J. So it is checking that 4 is less than 8. Is it true? Yes. Then the smallest is index, not the smallest value. This is what, index. Smallest is not the value, smallest is the index part. The smallest index is being changed to what? I. Okay, so again the next will be 6, and a of I means the position of 6, 1 2 3, a of